Good morning, Chairman Sessions, Ranking Member Mfume, and members of the subcommittee. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today to discuss the longstanding and pervasive issue of improper payments and fraud in the federal government. Whether it involves an established program or one created to respond to an emergency, improper payments and fraud erode the public trust in government and result in hundreds of billions of dollars lost. Improper payments and fraud are two distinct concepts. They're related but not interchangeable. Simply put, improper payments are payment errors, payments that should not have been made or payments that were made in the incorrect amount. These could be overpayments, underpayments, or payments to ineligible recipients. Fraud involves obtaining something of value through willful misrepresentation, individuals or organizations deliberately lying to defraud the federal government. While all fraudulent payments are considered improper, not all improper payments are considered fraud.
That's right.
I am honored to be here today to discuss something I have spent over 20 years working on, improving government systems to get the right benefits to eligible people in a streamlined and accurate way. I started my career as a food stamp caseworker in North Carolina and then worked for the Illinois Department of Human Services before joining CBPP. I am going to focus today on Medicaid and SNAP, specifically on 3 key points. First, Medicaid and SNAP have a rigorous eligibility verification process, and the vast majority of people are eligible for the benefits they receive. Mistakes are made, but most improper payments are paperwork issues, not fraud. There's no indication that the applicant isn't eligible, but since the paperwork is missing, it's considered an improper payment. This is a technical problem, not a fraud problem. The HHS OIG is really important in supporting and funding state Medicaid fraud control units that investigate and prosecute Medicaid provider fraud. As I indicated, beneficiary fraud is very low in these programs, but provider fraud is common. In FY23, these units recovered $1.2 billion in criminal penalties and civil judgments.
Could you remind us in fiscal year 2024, what was the amount of improper payments that were sent out?
$162 billion.
Okay. And which agencies were primarily responsible for that?
Some of the programs that had the largest dollar amounts were Medicare, Medicaid, Earned Income Tax Credit, or some of the larger ones.
Mm-hmm. And how much do you guys at the GAO estimate we lose in fraud every year?
We did a fraud estimate for looking at data for years 2018 through 2022, and we came up with an estimate of $230 to $250 billion.